Hey, I'm Primitive Tim, and today we're going to learn how to heat treat our bow to enhance the performance. So right here I've got my fire, and I've built it in a way so I've got two logs right here, so a lot of that heat is going to be focused between those two logs. And basically for this, I want a lot of heat. Now, this flame isn't ideal. I'd actually like a hot bed of coals. So I'm just going to get a stick and just kind of poke things around so that it's just coals down there. So I'm going to focus on kind of the outer 8 inches or so. Just kind of keep that moving over the heat. Now it's kind of windy today, so a lot of that heat is getting blown around. So that's why I'm going to want to keep my area that I'm heat treating pretty low to the fire. And every so often I'm going to turn it and check it. If you reflex the tips using heat like I did on this bow, just be careful not to get it too hot. Otherwise that tip may go back to its original position. Now the reason we keep it in motion is because there's hot spots in the fire. Like right here is going to be a lot less hot than right there. And so if we keep moving it, we're not going to have it so focused on one little spot. All right, that's looking good on the tip there. You can see it's starting to get a lot browner. And that's all we're doing, is we're just toasting the belly. Now essentially all this does is it makes the belly more rigid. So as you draw the bow, you're going to have more force on the belly, wanting to snap that bow back into place after you release the arrow. I'm just going to work my way down. I'm focusing on the next 8 inches and letting that overlap a little bit. Getting some good coloration in there, that's really good. That's looking pretty good. I'm liking this. I'm actually going to bring it up because I'm noticing along here it's getting a little bit more scorched than I want it to be. Now when you heat treat your bow, more than likely you're not going to be able to do it perfectly. So it's not going to be perfectly even the whole way down. So it's going to throw off your tiller just a little bit. Now if it does that, that's fine. You can just go back with your rasp or even just scrape it with a knife. We're getting some really good coloration here. Alright, so I've got it heat treated about halfway down, and ideally I want the coloration to be about the same. So there's kind of a dark spot here and a light spot here. So I'll probably go back and just heat treat this spot a little bit later on. But at this point, what I've done is I worked from the tip to the middle. So by the time I get to the middle, I'm heat treating this. The tip has time to cool off. So I can flip it around and hold it by this side and start that process over again just from the other side. Now there's no shame in turning around and checking it every so often just to make sure that you're not burning it too much, because you can always apply more heat, but you definitely cannot take heat from what's already been put on it. So going slow and checking often is totally okay. You can heat your bow so it's a darker color than mine. It just gets a little bit dangerous as it gets closer and closer to black. There's a fine line between ruining a bow and making a high performing bow. Alright, so I'm pretty much done heat treating. You know, there's one spot here that's just a little bit more heated than the others. So if it's stiff, I'll just take a knife and scrape that down a little bit. When you first string it up, pull it a little bit, and just enough to feel if the tiller is uneven. And go ahead and look at that. If there's any spots that are just off, you can go back with a knife and scrape that and correct it. You can go back and heat treat again if you feel like you need to, but once should be fine. So that's it. It's a pretty easy concept. Give it a try on your next bow and see how it does for you. Until next time, find a new way to appreciate nature.